So, yeah, let's talk CONCACAF, man. Let's talk CONCACAF, everyone's favorite confederation. Okay, so let's just scroll down and let's get to the rounds. Let's get to the final round, and we're going to talk these games right now. So, let's go. I have fun talking about CONCACAF, though. I want to keep it real. I do enjoy talking CONCACAF. Jamaica versus Costa Rica here. Jamaica versus Costa Rica. Last game, Jamaica pulled off a 1-1 draw on the road. I think they had enough in them to actually win the game. They could have really won that game though, but they didn't capitalize. They really didn't capitalize. But wait. Pardon my manners, man. Pardon my manners. Last time around in CONCACAF, just for a quick recap, Canada defeated the USA 2-0. Bravo. To get ever so closer to qualifying for only their second World Cup. Panama, and also that was Canada's first win against the USA in World Cup qualifiers since 1980, right? Panama defeated Jamaica in a 3-2 thriller. Mexico and Costa Rica played to a stalemate. Honduras lost to El Salvador, where El Salvador picked up their first goals and first win on Honduran soil during World Cup qualifiers as well. So, how did that reflect on the table? You know, pardon my manners there, guys. I should have done this already. But Canada on top with 22 points after 10 played, a 4-point gap between themselves and their neighbors USA, who do have 18. Mexico have 18 as well. Panama closed the gap to 1 between themselves and Mexico and USA. There's a 4-point gap between Panama and Costa Rica, who are in 5th. El Salvador climb up to 6th to keep their World Cup hopes alive. They will need to win all their remaining matches, though. And Jamaica dropped to 7th. Honduras still winless on 3 points. So it brings us to the matches here, and this would be match day 11. 4 matches left. This would be the final game in this current international break, January, early February, and the remaining 3 games will be played in March. So let's take a look at these matches. February 2nd, 2022, Jamaica versus Costa Rica. I'm not going to be super long here, but I'm just going to give my thoughts on each of the teams and the team I give my match prediction. Last time around, a 1-1 draw for Jamaica. Look, they all but gone. 7 points right now. They could get a maximum of 19 points. Mathematically, they're still alive, but would need Panama, Mexico, and the USA to completely capitulate. And I don't think that's going to happen to all 3 of the teams. Maybe one of them could, but I don't think all 3 of the teams are going to implode. So which means Jamaica won't get a direct spot, and the only hope for Jamaica right now is a playoff spot, but they have to win their remaining 4 matches. And seeing the way Jamaica have been playing so far, where they have been competitive for the most part, but just does not have that extra oomph. I've been using that word a lot lately to get the 3 points. They only won 1 game. The next game is against El Salvador. Look, on Jamaican soil, that's winnable. The game against Costa Rica and Jamaican soil, that's winnable. And the game against Honduras and Jamaican soil, that's also winnable. And they do play Canada on the road. So that's the game that could actually, be the stumbling block there for Jamaica. So let's just conclude that Jamaica won't qualify this time around. They could focus on 2026. Paul Hall took over from Tapper Whitmore, managed in 2 games, same results, losses. So Jamaica, in my opinion, coming up against a Costa Rica team who looks like a team rebirth under Luis Fernando Suarez right now. After a slow start, they have pulled things back, where in their last few matches, 0-0 against Mexico, 1-0 against Panama, 2-1 against Honduras, and they narrowly lost to Canada and the USA before that, but they did pick up a win against El Salvador. So, look, barring those 2 games against USA and Canada, in the 4 games within those 6 matches, this 6-match period, Costa Rica have gone on to pick up 10 points, which is absolutely phenomenal considering how poorly they started things. So, look, I think Jamaica have done better on the road than they have at home. They haven't done too bad, but seeing that this is the 3rd game in this current window, I think Jamaica would have it up, have the odds stacked up against them here because of the fatigue factor, the fact that they have to rotate their 11. You see how tired Kimal Lawrence looked in the last game. They're making a lot of mistakes. A lot of defensive errors are costing Jamaica, where they're being pulled out of position and they're not closing down the attackers fast enough, in my opinion. I think the Jamaicans are guilty of ball watching as well. And if I'm you, I won't make that kind of jokes with a Jamaican. You see what I'm saying? I'm just going to give you that advice right now. Do not make no ball watching joke with Jamaicans, okay? You might get smacked in the mouth. Just want to put that out there. Don't do the ball watching joke at all. But they've been guilty of ball watching though. And I do think Costa Rica are going to win this game though. I do think Costa Rica are going to go to Jamaica and get a 2-1 win. I think Costa Rica has their tails up. They have everything to play for right now. And if they don't win this game, it will be very, very tough to sneak in ahead of Panama, Mexico, and the USA. They could forget about Canada right now. But I think they have to win this game, and they're going to go there, and they're going to win the game. Costa Rica have looked very dangerous lately, and especially with K-Law in goal. K-Law, thou shalt not pass in goal right now. Back-to-back clean sheets. Costa Rica winning the game, but I'm going to go for Jamaica to get 1. Jamaica will get 1. They seem to have that goal in them, but just can't seem to keep the lead. Don't know what it is. Concentration levels are very poor for Jamaica. Very, very poor. 2-1 win for Costa Rica on Jamaican soil, in my humble opinion. Forget about history. Not even going to get into that. Let's start now. Costa Rica win the game. Let's move on to the next one. The USA versus Honduras. USA did defeat Honduras in a come-from-behind victory, 4-1 on Honduran soil. Honduras had not been good at home, but this would be on US soil. US recently smashed up Honduras about, I think, 6-1, the last World Cup qualifying cycle. Honduras are very poor right now. Hernan Dario Gomez could actually get the sack. Could be the second manager getting sacked, because he has not improved the team, and what he did in the game against El Salvador was straight madness, in my opinion. He made 7 changes, brought in some players I've never seen in my life, and I thought I was actually playing a game of FIFA career mode there. Seriously, where I'm trying out some players and let's see, let's just try something. I think Hernan Dario Gomez just said, let me just try something here. Or maybe he underestimated El Salvador and got his ass whooped. There is no chance, even as mercurial as the U.S. can be, and Greg Berhalter with his weird decisions at times, and even though the U.S. were poor against Canada and weren't overly impressive against El Salvador, there's no way Honduras are beating the USA. I don't care how good Albert Ellis is. I don't care how good Quioto could be. Anthony Lozano could be involved again. Or who knows, Hernan Dario Gomez might just continue with the same bunch of guys that played in the last game. Or he might go on to make 8 changes this time around. Luis Lopez was dropped. Figueroa was dropped. Ellis, Quioto, Anthony Lozano all dropped. You could see them guys coming back into the fray here. But Honduras, we know, are officially eliminated. So I don't really see the need to go hard. You see what I'm saying? They're going to lose the game. I'm going to go for USA to win the game. 2-0 if it does play. And the fixture for this game is actually being played Let me just get the fixture for you at Allianz Field, and that's in Minnesota. And that is why there's a doubt over the game. That's Minnesota. It's cold. It is cold. We look up the temperature right now. Temperature right now at Allianz Field, right? It's 29 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not that cold right now. It ain't that cold right now. But tomorrow at 6 a.m., tomorrow, it's Tuesday right now. It's supposed to be 9 degrees. So you go from 31 to 9 degrees. -1 degrees, the low, and that's Fahrenheit. The high, 9 degrees, okay? So U.S. men's to play in St. Paul in extreme cold, sub-zero, wind chill. Despite bitter cold forecast, no plans to adjust U.S. World Cup soccer qualifier versus Honduras. That's 8 years ago. So Honduras are not winning in those conditions. Do I need to repeat myself? It ain't happening. It's not happening. Honduras are not getting anything from that game. Are the U.S. going to get anything from it? Yeah. It's going to be tough conditions. I think they'll win. It's a must-win game for the USA simply because they're in a position right now, 18 points. You don't want to mess around with the playoffs right now because I think the U.S. go into the playoffs, there's a chance they could actually miss out, right? I don't care if you play New Zealand. The U.S. does not want to go into the playoffs. So the U.S. to win the game go up to 21 points. That is very, very important. Seeing the fixture that we have coming up soon, Mexico, Panama. It's imperative that the USA wins this game. Okay? Whenever it's played, whether it's played tomorrow or whether it's played in a future date, U.S. must win against Honduras, separate themselves from Mexico or distance themselves from Panama with 3 games to go in March. Okay? And I do think the U.S. play Panama in March as well, which makes things even more interesting. All right? So the U.S. does play Panama on home soil in March. So, yeah, USA to win the game 2-0. And it brings us to the third match. El Salvador versus Canada. The last time these two teams met, the Canadians defeated El Salvador 3-0 on Canadian soil. But right now, El Salvador do have their tails up, though. But it's kind of worrying for me that they did put out a lot of effort against the USA. They don't travel that well, especially to North America. And they put out a lot in the game against Honduras where they won only their second win here. Could El Salvador pull off something special on home soil? They were able to pick up a point against the USA. Could they get something against Canada here? Before the World Cup qualifiers, most of us were worried that Canada won't do too well on the road, especially in Central America where they had to play Honduras, Costa Rica, Panama, and El Salvador, right? They went to Honduras and they won the game. You see what I'm saying? Could they go to El Salvador and do the same here? Canada has been the most impressive team throughout World Cup qualifiers. We know this. We know this. But they have passed a big test. Repeat myself. Before the World Cup qualifiers, we were worried that traveling to Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, and El Salvador would be a problem. Well, they have traveled to Honduras and won the game, but they're still yet to travel to El Salvador, Costa Rica, and Panama. Are they gonna actually repeat what they did against Honduras? Could Canada go unbeaten in World Cup qualifiers? That's the big question I'm asking. Canada has been so impressive that it's unbelievable. It's like we have to actually... We got to check and make sure that we're in the right dimension right now. Canada, amazing right now. Amazing. Unbeatable. Literally unbeatable. And I did see on Twitter, Alphonso Davies was actually doing a watch along to the game. I don't know if that was his dad or brother, but whoever it was, might have been his dad because he's young. And he was celebrating, happy, just supporting his team on YouTube. You know, he got a YouTube channel and everything. So it's amazing what they've done without Alphonso Davies in 2 games, though. Beating the USA and beating Honduras. Canada not losing this game. I have Canada beating El Salvador 2-0 on El Salvadorian soil. Canada are adapting to conditions very, very well. I think John Herdman might revert to 3 at the back. His wing backs, you know, the squad is so deep. That's the beauty about this Canadian team. The quality that they have on display. No Estacio involved yet. No Alphonso Davies. No problem. Atiba Hutchinson may come back into the setup. You see what I'm saying? And look, we may see a situation where Richie Larea may drop to the bench, or he may start, and we see Alistair John. Look, possibilities are endless here, but what we know that Milan Boyan has been impregnable as well across the last 2 games. Big up to Boyan. We mentioned all the other players. We got to give Boyan a lot of credit. Sam Adukudbe, what a quality left back as well. Look for him getting a big move in the future as well, man. So, look, quality team. Jonathan David, what a player. Tajon Buchanan. Imagine how difficult it is to stop these guys. It's very difficult. Kyle Larin, I think Kyle Larin could be a lot better, but, you know, he's there. Junior Hoylett, give him a mention. Who knows? You might see Cavallini get a run out in this game. But this Canadian team has been very, very good, man. You know what I'm saying? Very, very good. Very good. And they're going to win the game, in my opinion. 2-0. Clean sheet again. Clean sheet for Canada. Big up to Steven Vittoria, Jonathan Osorio. These guys deserve a lot of credit. Kamal Miller. The whole team deserves a lot of credit, man. You know, but I've gotten to know this Canadian team very well. And it's very important that I do get to know the team, because they're going to be at Qatar 2022, baby. And let's move on to the final game, where we have Mexico coming up against Panama. The previous match between these two guys in World Cup qualifiers ended in a 1-1 draw in Panama City, where Panama were on the cusp of getting something against Mexico. But we know Mexico, they have been very lackluster throughout World Cup qualifiers, to say the least, man. You know what I mean? I'm just being kind, but they have not been good enough. Mexico have not been good enough. I could not put it any other way. They haven't been good enough. Too many games where they have to come back late and get something. That game against Panama, 76-minute goal by Jesus Corona, that's late. The game against Jamaica, both games against Jamaica, where Jamaica had them at 1-1 in the first game. Both goal scorers are same in both games, where Henry Martin and Alexis Vegas. So they've been struggling. I'm being kind. Mexico have been struggling. Okay, they have been struggling, losing to Canada, losing to the USA on the road. Right? Mexico have drawn 3 games and lost 2. They have only won 5. Look, same record as the USA. Right? Panama with a similar record. But Mexico, we expect to be on top of the freaking octagonal right now, and they're not. There's a situation they could still finish top, but I won't put my money on Mexico finishing top at all. What we saw against Jamaica was not good enough. I think Jamaica got themselves to blame that they didn't at least walk away with a point from that game. Jamaica, guilty of ball watching Alvas Powell, and they lost the game. They should have at least got a point, right? And then against Costa Rica, they couldn't break down Costa Rica. I know they hit the post on a few occasions. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to remember that. People are going to remember you only got a point. And coming up against a very difficult Panamanian team here that defeated the USA, that came from behind to beat Jamaica, Panama, they're not going to be pushovers here. Panama are not going to be pushovers. Panama had to come through the playoffs as well, guys. Let's make that clear. Along with Canada and El Salvador. They're not going to be pushovers. Guys, Mexico are not beating Panama in this game. I know they have some defensive problems at the back with Harold Cummins injured, and, you know, they had another injury as well. And they have the backup. They have the backup player did come on and score. And Eric Davis has been key. Adalberto Carrasquilla, quality player. This team is going to be hard to beat. Thomas Christensen, one of the best coaches in CONCACAF right now. A little nervous at times, but Tata Martino, he's under a lot of pressure. And I think Mexico are going to drop points again. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced by this Mexican attack that they're going to beat Panama. Seriously. Panama are way too dangerous going forward. And Mexico always do give you a chance. So I'm going for a 1-1 draw. A 1-1 draw at the Azteca. With that draw, Panama would go up to 18 points. Mexico would go up to 19. Costa Rica would be on 16, right? The USA would be on 21, and Canada would go up to 25 points, in my opinion. So I think 25 points for Canada, you know, might just be enough to qualify for the World Cup. Take a look at the table with 3 matches left, 25 points, right? Say Canada go up to 25 points. El Salvador won't be able to catch them. Jamaica and Honduras. You could forget those teams, right? Then, let's say Costa Rica win their game. Costa Rica will get a maximum of 9 points with 16. Costa Rica could only level them. So, which means that anywhere you put it, Canada, with a win against El Salvador, are guaranteed a top 4 spot. And with them being so far ahead of Panama on points, with Panama only being able to get a maximum of 29, and they won't get all the points, in my opinion. Canada are going to the World Cup. The other teams, their World Cup status still in limbo. Still in limbo. Guys, that's my predictions for CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, match day 11 for Qatar 2022.